It's time for these beans to come out of the field. What we have left with green leaves, it's not going to bother us. We're just going to do it. So I'm going to walk down here and get the combine out of the barn and jump on it and get this done. And here's another reason we have to get this done. Am I going to find some? Yes. Let me set my cup down here. Right here. You see this? This is the first I've seen of it this year. These soybeans are starting to pop open and fall out of the pods. What happens is from the dew in the morning and then the drying off in the afternoon, these pods expand and contract until they eventually start busting open here, and then these soybeans fall out, fall right on the ground, and then you get nothing. There's another one there. So yep, it's happening. So it's time to get them out. Oh man, this is a bad one here. It's got quite a few of these pods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, quite a few of those popping. Got my snack for the day. This meeting will never end Chex Mix snack. I just got a lunch offer. So I'm shutting this machine down and I'm gonna go get lunch. And then I'll be back on here and finish this. You can never turn down a lunch offer, even though I don't usually eat lunch, but I'm not turning this one down. Okay, let's get this show back on the road. Lunch was delicious. Well worth the stop for that. Wow, these beans, they are double crop soybeans, so I planted them behind wheat. And based on what I have back there, that's a 2.5 acre field, about 35 bushels to the acre, so much better than the other double crop soybeans across the street that only did like 20 bushels to the acre. And we're down to one more field, about 9 acres in this field here. I had 2 different types of soybeans in this field. I didn't have enough to finish planting it, so I had to switch varieties. I planted these on an angle like this. So in this corner here, we're just starting to get into that other variety. I had about a ½ acre here that I had to finish up with. So the dark brown beans, that is the majority of the field, were 4.6s as far as the maturity goes, and these lighter browns are 4.0s, and they're not as good. These are the same ones on the first farm of double crop beans that I cut, that I only got the 20 bushels to the acre, and these just did not yield as good, and that's the timing of the weather. Since they were only a 4.0, it was an earlier bean, so some of the later rain that we got just didn't help these earlier beans because they had already matured. But in other years, they would have done better than the 4.6 groups. It's just a crapshoot. That's all it is. It's like going to Vegas and putting all of your money on Black 13. course, with Bidenomics, you don't have a lot of money to put on Black 13. At least I don't. I don't know what your experience has been the last 2.5 years, but yeah, my experience is I'm not going to Vegas. I don't have anything extra to gamble. I can almost see the finish line. 3 more passes to go here. And we're gonna wrap this harvest up. And I'm on the last pass. And 2023 harvest is in the books. But it's not the record books. And now I've got to drive to the other end of the field. When a First Amendment auditor puts a police officer in his place and the police officer turns around and walks away with his tail between his legs, I think they call that the walk of shame. So is this the drive of shame, that I ended up on that end of the field and now I have to drive to this end to get to the truck? Or is it the victory lap? We'll call it the victory lap. Okay, this field did about 30 bushels to the acre. Someone asked me in a previous video what the hours were on this machine, so let me show you here. So engine hours, 4,743, and separator hours, 3,408. This machine was new in 1992. I purchased the machine used, I think it was in 1997. I'd have to go back and look, and I don't remember the hours on the machine. I have it written down. So I was the second owner of the machine, and I've owned it since 1997. So to recap the harvest season, it really wasn't that bad as far as downtime goes. Weather was almost perfect. I think we only had 2 rainy days. 2 snouts that went bad. The snout on the corn head fell off only because the weld broke inside. Didn't tear that snout up. Of course, you saw the snout on the bean head and what I did to that. Once I got my straw chopper issues out of the way, I had very few problems after that. We had a bearing go bad on the header of this machine. Of course, the 2 snouts and the seal for the hydraulic cylinder for the unloading auger. That seal, and then I replaced the hose as a preventative measure. And that's really... I can't think of anything else that I had issues with. Okay, now I kind of recall what happened here the last go round. Oh yeah, this mirror, I was cleaning this mirror the other day and it broke out of there, but all that plastic around the mirror is just disintegrating. It's probably the original mirror, so I do have to replace that. I should probably get another one to go on this side because it's the same type of mirror, this small round convex mirror. That plastic is just disintegrating, so I'll get 2 of those. Very few issues. You know, I've been watching some other harvest videos of other farmers with newer machines. We all have problems, whether it's a newer machine or an older machine. You're just going to have problems, and if somebody tells you they don't have problems, they're lying to you. And of course, the more employees you have working on the farm, the more problems you're going to have, because an employee does not always treat the machine with dignity, care, and respect. It's just the nature of the business, of any business. An employee is not going to drive your equipment like you would drive it. Although some would probably drive it better than I would drive it, maybe. So yeah, all farmers are going to have breakdowns and issues, regardless of how old the machine is. It's just gonna happen. Hey, look at this. I finally have the truck pointed in the right direction today. The wind and the dust is blowing away from the cab. Finally, after all of these days of harvesting, I have it figured out. Wow, I'm a slow learner. Well, okay, you know what happens now. I had someone else make a comment to me about what I'm about to do concerning the blowjobs, and this person said, hey, you seem to enjoy these blowjobs too much. I'm talking about, you know, blowing the combine off and getting rid of all of this dust. Look, it's not that I enjoy them, it's just a necessity. It's just something you gotta do to keep everything running smoothly and to keep everybody happy. So yes, the blowjob here is just a necessity. I'm not saying whether I enjoy it or not. Okay, let me get that taken care of. Of course, the time has changed. It is, a little bit, 5 minutes after 4. It's gonna be dark in another hour and 15 minutes or thereabouts. So I've got to get my butt moving here. But hey, you know what that means? That means adult beverage time comes earlier now for the next 4 months or so. So yeah, that's good. Let's check the turtle trap one more time. It doesn't look like there were any turtles or stones in the turtle trap. Yeah, I don't see anything laying I think it's time to clean up my trash. Oh, that's a beautiful sky. But as someone noted in the comments, that would only rate a number 2 as far as, was it a Montana sunset the guy was talking about, or the girl? Well, I'm not in Montana, so I guess I had to settle for that one. Okay, that wraps up the harvest. The truck is in the barn, the combine is in the barn. I think tomorrow I'm doing a little bit of carpentry work. Those cabinets and door you saw on the trailer that I picked up out of Pennsylvania last week, I think we're putting in the door tomorrow. I think that's what's going on. Anyhow, I'm off to get a shower, some dinner, and an adult beverage. So I'm gonna say, see ya!